Hi everyone, it's Polly here from Beaten Jeans, and I thought it was the perfect time for me to give you guys an update. It has been 3 months since I had my total gastrectomy or stomach removal, and I just got back from the NIH for my 3-month follow-up. I thought I would share with you how I'm doing, the vitamins I'm taking, and what I'm doing to keep my body healthy. If these topics interest you, stay tuned. I do want to preface this video by saying this is just simply my personal experience with gastrectomy. Everyone's journey down this path of stomach removal is unique. There is no playbook or play-by-play on how to do this. It's just very tailored to each individual person. I advise you to contact your doctor or healthcare provider for medical advice and treatment. My visit to the National Institutes of Health for my 3-month follow-up went exceptionally well. I was able to go with my mom and my sister and brother, which was awesome. We always have so much fun and make it a point to enjoy every moment that we're there because, I mean, how can you not do that when you're with the people that you love the most? NIH welcomed us with open arms, just like they always do, and we are so grateful to be a part of this study. My mom, brother, and sister's endoscopies went well. And as far as my visit goes, it was very quick, short, and to the point. I spent most of my time taking care of my family members. It all worked out perfectly. I had my blood drawn, lots and lots of lab vials drawn, which I'm glad that they're being very thorough. I also had a CAT scan with contrast just to check and make sure everything's good in there. I met with Rachel, the dietitian, and then I also met with Dr. Davis and filled him in on how I'm doing. I was very shocked to see my lab results. You guys, they were better than they were before my gastrectomy, including my calcium, my iron, my H&H, my B12, even my vitamin D. There was an exception though. My ferritin level seems to be trending down as well as my zinc, and I will let you guys know what I'm doing to mitigate those dropping any further. All in all, the team was very pleased with how I'm doing and didn't really have a lot to say or offer as far as my continued recovery goes. They're just telling me to keep on path, and I'm so grateful for that. As far as my weight loss goes, I started out before my stomach removal at 113 pounds. And if you guys recall, I did not manage to gain any weight before my surgery. And Dr. Davis actually told me that he was grateful that I didn't, that it makes his job so much easier as far as the surgery goes. I took a little video montage of how I looked, along the way. So here I am before gastrectomy. Here I am a couple weeks after, I can't remember exactly, I'll put the date down here below. And then here I am today. I'll go ahead and put me at the starting at 113 and what I am today at 105. I think it's so interesting to see how much my body has changed. I feel so much stronger and so much healthier. It's just incredible that the stomach removal has made me feel so good. The things that I am doing to maintain this weight of 105 pounds is I am monitoring my calorie and protein intake. Of course, these are tailored to my body height and weight. So if you guys want to reach certain goals, I advise you to speak to your nutritionist about what would be a proper intake for you. But for me specifically, I try to hit 1,800 calories a day and about 80 grams of protein, and it seems to be working well for me. I use the Chronometer app and I just put in what I'm eating. It's really simple now because most of the main foods that I eat are in there, and I can just pop, and then spits out how much I'm eating for the day, and I've been able to maintain for the most part. One of the main ways that I'm able to hit these nutrient goals is by making a protein shake. I make one every single morning. I know that could be redundant for a lot of you, but I love them, and I can switch them up depending on the calorie needs. If I need more calories that morning because I hit a strong workout, I just throw in some cashews or maybe a carton of some yogurt. There's so many ways to up the calories in your protein, and it's such a quick, simple way to get that nutrition in. I'm also, like I said, working out every single day. When I was at the NIH before my gastrectomy, I spoke with the DEXA scan lady at great length about how to maintain my bone health. And she told me that weight-bearing exercises, in addition to the calcium supplement, is one of the most important and effective ways to keep your bones healthy. I either go out on a walk every morning with my weighted vest, hand weights, and ankle weights, about a mile to a mile and a half, or I use my Peloton workout and do a hiking boot camp, running boot camp, walking boot camp. And when I say boot camp, it means I'm doing a period of walking, hiking, running on the treadmill. I get on the ground and do an extensive weightlifting program. And I feel so strong, guys. I mean, look at my muscles. It's crazy. I've never, ever felt so strong, and I've worked out all my life. Moving our bodies every day, especially after gastrectomy, is so important because it keeps the guts moving and it keeps the blood flowing. It just eliminates any toxins you might have in your body through sweating. And it just makes me feel really good physically and mentally. If you'll recall, I did spend a lot of time at the therapist before my gastrectomy preparing mentally for this procedure, and I have not had to return to her. I feel like all of that pre-mental therapy really, really helped me with my recovery. Sure, I've had days where I feel down and defeated, but for the most part, I'm able to use the tools that she gave me to keep myself mentally healthy. And for those of you who are considering having a gastrectomy, I really, really highly recommend that you seek help from a mental practitioner and just really get your mind in a good place before the surgery. I feel like it's such a huge part of why my recovery has been so easy for me. Vitamins, guys. I have a monthly system for my vitamins. Once a month, I fill these little compartments up with the vitamins for my daily needs. It just kind of takes all the guesswork out of my vitamins. I don't have to wonder if I've taken them or if I've taken all of them. If this little vitamin pack is empty, I know that I have taken what I've needed to take for the day. So what do I have in here? I have my calcium citrate. I prefer the capsules over the chewables. I just don't like the film that they leave in my mouth, and I don't like the additional chewing that I have to do with them. The capsules go down fine. In fact, I could take 2 of them at one time. If you guys want to know how big they are, I'm happy to share that with you. I've had a lot of questions about those and if I'm able to get them down okay. The answer is yes. They are about this big. I take 2 at a time, 3 times a day. They have to be 2 hours apart. I typically don't start taking my vitamins until about 11 or 12 in the afternoon. I just like my morning to be free of the pills, if you know what I'm saying. I do my workout, I drink my shake, I get ready for the day, I have a little snack and maybe some lunch, and then I start right into my vitamins. Of course, I also take the Bariatric vitamin with 45 milligrams of iron in them. I take this Bariatric vitamin right before bed because it kind of upsets my tummy. And I spoke earlier about my ferritin being a little low. In addition to taking this Bariatric vitamin with iron in it, I also am taking some sodium ascorbate, just like 1/4 to 1/8 of a teaspoon at night before bed. It just helps to absorb that iron into my body better. And I'm also taking a half of one of these iron capsules. So it's about 33 milligrams additional of iron. I was not advised to do this by my nutritionist, but I figured what the heck, I might as well. With my ferritin dropping, I don't want it to drop to where I'm gonna need some IV infusions, so I'm just nipping it in the butt and hopefully this will work. With my zinc also dropping, I am taking a half of a zinc capsule, so 25 additional milligrams every day. I also take this at night because I think it's the culprit in my stomach upset from the daily vitamin. So I take these at bedtime along with the additional iron and the vitamin C. To help keep me regular at night, I take 1 capsule of the magnesium citrate. So far, I am regular. I've not had one issue with bowel movements since my hospitalization in the beginning. And I think it's this. I think it's this keeping me regular. 1 capsule every night. I also take 1 to 2 dropfuls of Lugol's iodine solution. I've done this for years and years and years. Our food does not have a lot of iodine in it. And me being mostly plant-based, I feel like it's important for me to keep up on my iodine. My thyroid levels have always been within normal limits, and I think it's because of this. But I don't know. No doctor has ever advised me to take this. I just do it, and I've never had an issue with my thyroid. I have noticed more hair coming out when I brush it than normal. I don't know if it's just the normal shedding cycle or if it's because I'm at that 3-month mark, and just having surgery in general can make you lose some hair. So I am taking 1 capsule of 10,000 milligrams of Biotin every day. It's just 1 capsule. I put it underneath my tongue and it dissolves, and hopefully it's going to do the trick for me. My B12 level was off the charts. It won't hurt me to have the levels be that high. I was taking 1 of these every single day under my tongue, and I've cut back to just once a week now since the level was so high. But I do supplement with B12. Even though it is in my bariatric vitamin, I'm just aware that a lot of people do have to get B12 injections. And again, I want to keep myself from having to do that. So once a week, 1 B12 under my tongue, and hopefully it'll keep my levels normal. It can stand to come down a little bit. And that's it. That's all I have in my vitamin packet as far as vitamins go. I also popped 2 little pieces of spry gum in there just to have it handy for after eating. I know after gastrectomy, many people have problems with their teeth, so I'm hoping that this is going to help me as well. Keep my mouth sparkly, fresh, and free of cavities. As far as any symptoms or abnormal things going on with me, I'm really not experiencing any of that. I feel better than I did when I had my stomach. For a lot of my life, I complained of tummy pains or upset stomach. I threw up a lot. I had indigestion, heartburn, and all of that seems to have gone away. I don't experience the bile reflux that many are plagued with, and I haven't even had 1 episode of dumping. I keep thinking and waiting for these things to happen because I know a lot of the people do suffer with this, but I fortunately have not experienced it yet. I know that recovery from gastrectomy can take up to a year, so I'm just taking each day at a time and enjoying myself feeling so great. I do have a funny story to tell you about when I was at the NIH. I have tried to steer clear of any added sugars. I've been extremely fearful of introducing them into my diet. So I've just been sticking to natural sugars like fruits or date syrup, no added sugars. But I feel so good, you guys. I feel so normal. I often forget that I've even had the surgery. And when we were at the NIH, my sister was eating a bag of organic M&Ms, and just not even thinking, I grabbed into the bag and had 2 huge handfuls of M&Ms. I popped them in my mouth. I don't even know if I chewed them thoroughly enough. I probably ended up consuming 2 tablespoons of those M&Ms was 28 grams. So I at least had 28 grams of sugar, if not more. When I realized what I had done and what I had put into my body, the panic struck in and I was so scared. I didn't even want to leave the hotel room for fear that I was going to have this extreme dumping episode. I was fearful that I would have to go to the hospital. I didn't know what to do. It was the biggest mistake that I'd made thus far. And I know that dumping can happen immediately after consuming sugar and up to 4 hours. So I had no choice but to just go about my day because I couldn't just sit at the hotel room waiting for something to happen. And shockingly, you guys, nothing happened to me. I was fine. I didn't have 1 bit of sweating, no heart palpitations, no diarrhea, none of the symptoms that you get from dumping early or late. Even though I was able to eat those M&Ms, I certainly am not going to be consuming them. I am going to steer clear from those added sugars because I know that they just aren't good for my body. I try to eat extremely clean, mostly plant-based. I stay away from processed foods. I read all labels on anything that is processed just to make sure that they're clean, organic ingredients. I feel like just since the surgery, it is extremely important to fuel my body, not feed it. I'm just sticking to that mantra of, fuel, don't feed. And so far it's working for me. I also wanted to share my incision with you, how it's looking and how I'm treating it. I apply this Moderna cream whenever I can think of it. I think the directions say 2 to 3 times a day. I sometimes use it more than that or less than that. I keep it on the counter in my kitchen, and when I think about it, I just put some on there. I don't know if it's helping or making a difference. So here it is. This is how it's looking. I'm pretty impressed with how it looks, just being 3 months out. Doesn't seem to be keloiding. It is still pretty pink, but I feel very confident that it is going to diminish. This is what my mastectomy scars look like. And if you can see, you can't really even tell they're there now. So I'm hopeful that I will have the same outcome here that I did there. One last thing that I am definitely keeping up on is my water intake. I drink about 2, sometimes 3 of these a day. I still am not having a problem drinking water, and I'm just really limiting myself to water for my beverages in addition to my protein shakes. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't offer my body anything else. But yeah, 2 to 3 of these, and it's keeping me hydrated and feeling really good. I hope this 3-month update has helped you guys. Thank you for watching if you stayed through to the end. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'm happy to share with you my own personal experiences. And I hope that you guys have a fabulous rest of your day. Thanks for watching. See you guys at 6 months.